Gentlemen, welcome to episode 8 of The Outsider's Perspective, presented by HLX, the best podcast you never heard. I am, of course, the Mystro. With me, as usual, Coriel, vice versa. And our first ever guest is in the building. We'd like to welcome Jay Static to The Outsider's Perspective. How you feeling, sir? Welcome.
Feeling good, man.
Welcome. Glad to have you.
I know. I'm feeling at home right here.
You know,
Nigga, you are home. Bomb Squad reunion.
My family.
Bomb Squad reunion. Straight up.
We'll get your take on everything that we're going through today. So, let's see what we got. First up is Black Panther.
Yes, sir.
We talked about it last week. Got a little heated. Everybody's good now, though. We're three of us have seen it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, thoughts, did it live up to the hype? Do you believe it? What's your thoughts on Black Panther now that you got a chance to see it? You just saw it yesterday, so it's fresh for you.
Yeah.
What y'all thinking?
You first?
Yeah.
All right. I was gonna get a guess, the first dibs, but all right. Get this out the way. I love Marvel. I've always been a DC head, always been a Batman head. Now, what I thought was lagging from the movie was action. It only really kind of like talked about the story, which is needed. But I really feel like, as far as his powers, I don't know who Black Panther is yet. Like, I felt like they were holding back on a lot of the things that he's capable of.
That's true.
It was lagging in a lot of action. So, other than that, it was great. It was great to see I thought I would be giving some stuff away. I can't speak. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but it was very cool. Very cool.
It was good, yeah. I really enjoyed it. I like the way that it did show Killmonger's backstory. And I think that's one thing. For one, we all know Marvel makes better movies than DC. It is what it is.
So far.
DC got the better series. Personal opinion, Marvel has the better movies.
I was just noticing like the Marvel intro credits, like to see where it's come. It's not just a little comic book pages no more. It's all of those films, and I'm like, yeah, y'all flipped it.
With the Avengers,
y'all came up.
They changed the game, man. But like, they really gave the villain backstory. Yeah. So you almost felt like remorseful and sorry for him. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like this the bad guy.
And because we all black, we understand his plight, and that's not giving
his
nothing
plight
away.
was very much black.
Exactly.
So
shout out Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
Michael B. Jordan.
He really had too much swag for Wakanda.
It's
crazy.
He did his thing, man, and it was awesome though. I think it did live up to the hype. I agree with what you said though. It could have had more action on Black Panther side, showing.
Yeah, I knew about the Warriors; they could get down. I knew about all other tribes and stuff like that, and just like, that was cool. But I remember when Batman came out the joke with the bicycle, like. Right. So it's like, that was epic. That's something you're never gonna forget. I didn't have that far as the fight scenes. Like, I'm never gonna forget that move or that power that he has. You know what I'm saying? So other than that, it was still dope.
Yeah, definitely agree. I definitely think that was the best villain development, like you said, that we've seen probably in really any superhero movie.
I wish they would have a Black Panther 2 before the war, the Infinite War joint, but of course it won't be no time.
Yeah, the next one you'll see that after all of that. And then we said earlier, it went over 500 million yesterday.
500 million
dollars made worldwide.
Got their money back.
Disney has made over $1 billion in 2018. This movie put it over the top. It's only February, people.
It's only February. What was the other one? Was that that musical movie? Was that Disney? The Greatest Showman?
What's that?
I'm not sure. I feel like that's a Disney type thing.
Very possible. Disney owns the rights to like everything. Right. So it's very possible.
They're getting a lot of Disney vibes. So if it is, then
hell, if not, they're coming out with that Star Wars joint, the Solo. That's all the
so that's the Solo movie.
Regardless, so
I did see a lot of people talking about The Greatest Showman, and it was good. I went to go see it myself. The choreography was good, but everybody was raving about the soundtrack. But the soundtrack was just. It's just what everything is right now. So it's just like that the pop setup pretty much.
Oh, okay.
It's the same setup for like every track, no matter if you giving like a country vibe or more hip hop vibe or classical, whatever it is, it has that same format as pop music. So I didn't get the big whoop about it and stuff, but apparently it did a lot of numbers too. So if it was Disney, then
it's part of the plan.
Part of that deal.
Sir, are you going to see it, or you not really?
Yeah, I'm just not that interested in it. But
Gotta see it for the culture.
Y'all made $5 million. What do you need me for?
500 million and 12.
Right.
This is that wave. This is that wave. We need to keep paddling on. We gotta keep going.
I'm just not interested in it. Make one about David Ruffin and
about David Ruffin.
Nah, I definitely invest in that one.
Right?
Wow.
The real superhero.
Niggas ain't even think about that. See?
We did. We just shifted it down. It's like that would make money, but we can't do that. Not right now.
L is David Ruffin.
Come to see you, Otis.
Temptations Part 2?
Oh
Hey,
man.
the real drugs.
No, I want to do that.
Don't do that.
David, right?
You want to be David, right?
Method acting, brother. You gotta embrace the character.
Right.
Method, not meth head.
Yeah, I'm not all that interested in it. But it'll probably be somewhere somebody watching. I'll be watching somewhere.
Yeah, I'm that's probably a bad for me. I'm a huge Michael B. Jordan fan. Just he's very inspirational to me, like as far as like career wise, young black male actor. You know, he gets the jobs, he does them well. You know, he's starting to finally get consistent work. Like people are starting to recognize him. Twitter following went through the roof after this one. Once you do a Marvel movie anyway,
That's next.
Reaching kids.
Second. This is actually his second Marvel movie. Cause first one was Fantastic Four.
Fantastic fail.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the first one produced by Disney, though.
By Disney, yeah.
And then I saw a post where they Marvel has redeemed all of their bad characters or whatever, and they brought them back.
Yeah, because the first
something different.
First, what is it? Human Torch is now Captain America. Second Human Torch is now Killmonger. So Disney out here
I throw in the Hulk
careers.
movies because when they redid Hulk, that got better.
Yeah,
So
for real.
I throw that in. And that was
Marvel
the first
out here
one.
saving lives.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
In careers.
In careers.
yeah.
All right. So shout out if you haven't seen Black Panther, go see it. It's a great movie. Next up, we talked about, was it last week or week before, that there was speculation that there may be a new Martin coming. They saw Martin, Gina, Pam all out somewhere eating, and TMZ was like, so what y'all doing together? And they was, you never know. Never say never. They was, talking big. And that happened maybe 2 weeks ago, and found out yesterday Gina has filed for divorce. So I just think it's a little funny that after we talk about the Martin reboot, all of a sudden
the
Gina's single now. So
I don't need you, Otis.
So I'm not saying it's something, but I'm just saying.
If I'm not mistaken, Martin got divorced too, didn't he? Like
Did he? I don't know.
Some years back.
He's already been divorced.
Martin might be single too at this moment.
I mean, hey, if it's gonna make the reboot better,
Gina been in the gym.
yeah.
So
Gina been
out here, but
I don't know what she been out here doing.
but she been out
She
here.
been out here.
She got
She's still here.
get the music career. She trying to get that music career
she
popping.
did a dance video at Millennium Studios in LA, the biggest dance.
I
studio
seen that. I did
in
see that.
America right now.
I did see that.
She went and then
Dad,
Please
they
show the clip
revealed
on the
too.
bottom.
I'll put the clip up.
They revealed who was gonna be Tommy's daughter on it. I forgot who they said. It was some well-known celebrity.
Are they already casting like that?
Yeah,
I didn't see
forgot
that.
who it was. Dang.
they gotta have kids.
Yeah, because supposedly
They gotta be the next generation.
right.
Like,
Yeah, so supposedly Tommy and Pam had a child,
daughter.
and then I forgot who.
But they not
supposed
together no more?
I don't know if
Well,
they're
Tommy
together or not.
dead,
but that
so-
child.
I mean, yes, we know this.
Bring in the stunt double, yo.
That's so dark. It just got dark a little bit.
But you can't. They can't still be together. You're not there.
No, I mean like where did they get divorced? Or she's not married to him because she's widowed type of thing. You know.
I feel like they gotta do like a tribute.
I really think
They gotta do the
widow.
he died, he
Exactly.
tribute. They gotta do the tribute.
But we do know Cole ain't making it on that.
They already talked to Cole. Cole said he was down.
He said he was down.
TMZ talked to Cole.
Because they were beefing heavy, like Cole and Martin.
Really?
Was like
I didn't see that.
Cole went out and did an interview and was talking about like what really happened between him, and pretty much what it was sounding like was that Cole was like loser boy, so they kept like Martin kept shitting on him and like playing him on set and stuff like that, and so he just got pissed about it and like I'm tired of this. Like,
I didn't see that because I know after I saw the clip of TMZ talking to Martin, Gina, and Pam, there was another clip like a couple of days later, them talking to Cole, and Cole's like, "Hey man, you know, you never know." Then he was like, "I think it might Netflix." You never like he was throwing out shit like that. So sound like he got the call too.
Hopefully, because Cole is one of those dynamic characters, man. That
you gotta have Cole.
You gotta have him.
You gotta have a stupid one. I'm sorry, but like every show has. Think about it. Every show has to have a stupid one.
Yeah.
Family Guy wouldn't be Family Guy without Peter, Homer, Cosmo, Fairly Odd Parents. It's like you gotta have a stupid one. It's like,
man, you gotta play your role, man.
I said Brother Man gotta be on there.
I'm pretty sure.
As small as his role was, he's still very.
He'll definitely.
He has to be on the reboot.
Hustle Man might return. Hustle Man.
Yeah.
He'll definitely be back. I'm sure.
Cause that was what's his
Tracy
name?
Morgan.
Yep.
Tracy Morgan.
I can definitely see him coming back. Yeah. That made his career. Yeah, I can definitely.
And when
see
they
him.
did like the Def Jam like reunion joint, like when Tracy got up there, he was like, Martin, thank you so much for seeing me, give me opportunity. So I'm sure they still connected. So I don't.
Yeah, I pray for it because it's like I love Martin. We all love Martin. It's one of those.
You just want it to be done right if you're gonna do it again.
Exactly. You can continue to watch it. Like I watch reruns all the time. Like if it's on, you watch it, you laugh and stuff like that.
And I hate those last few episodes when they always missing each other.
Oh yeah.
I hate them. Like every time they on, I'm like, I hate this. I can't stand
you
it.
could tell like Martin was going through it.
You could tell that it was like you could tell it wasn't right.
He was like really
Yeah, he was like, this some bull.
He was out of it.
So no coffee on the set.
Gina, like,
now everybody's single though. We might not have those problems.
Yeah.
So
secretly in love. Yeah.
Well,
we'll see. We'll see what comes from that. But then
cut. Damn it, Mom.
All right. So we had something else happen. We had 2 new tracks and videos come from Janelle Monae, who we hear from, sporadically every couple years. She disappear, come out, disappear, come out. The biggest thing, before I even saw the music, I just saw an article like, yo, Janelle Monae coming out the closet. And I was like, what? What happened? And then I didn't know that there was music tied to it as well. So then we watched the video she had 2 songs. I don't remember the names of them. I know it was Django Jane. And you remember the other one? I can't remember the name. We'll put it up on the screen. But 2 very different videos and 2 very different songs. The first one she put out was very, very much Prince-like. And the second one, she was just kind of just straight spitting, really. I never really heard her kind of straight rap like that for a song. No, not through a whole song like that. But I like that one better than the Prince song. Well, thoughts on the songs, her coming out, all Janelle Monae?
Now, as far as her coming, I thought it was more about her being bi, not coming out.
Well, yeah.
Because I mean, that's
we knew because of the tuxedo.
Yeah,
we all kind of knew.
And when she first did that, I wasn't. To be honest,
wait a minute, hold on. You said because of the tuxedos.
Tuxedos.
That was the reason.
Suit and tie.
Okay.
You tell me you didn't know?
I never suspected it.
An idea? I had.
I never did it until like the last album. She started like hinting at it and stuff. So by that point, I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. But not like the Metropolis shit that she was doing.
No,
I would have never thought that.
It was like afterwards. But to be honest, like, I stopped caring after Metropolis. Like, I like the idea of Janelle Monae. Like, I like her, like, I just like the idea of her, like, the character of Janelle Monae. But I'm not a fan of the music for real. Like, the older stuff I like how it was, like, different. Sonically, it was, like, very like majestic, like it puts you in like an atmosphere and stuff. But now I feel like she's reaching for like what people want, you know, instead of like really doing, I guess, what she was doing back then, which was more, I guess, like her thoughts or ideas. I'm not really sure, but like when she did that, what was it, the yoga?
Make your booty do the
Make
yoga.
your booty do the yoga. I was like, what is this? Like, and then, but I love the swag. Like I love like what she does for the community and stuff, and how she like. For one, I don't know how she got as big as she is. She's like a black woman icon right now.
Well, I feel like Hidden Figures helped that a lot because I mean she like alluded to that in the Django Jane song. You know,
True.
the movie numbers doing well, all of this other stuff. So, I mean, other than that, she's always had that person that like I know what you're talking about. Like I like how she carries herself, how she presents herself to different audiences. Like I was feeling the whole Tux thing because I'm like, don't nobody do that. And then people got hyped when Zendaya came out. I'm like, well, Janelle Monae did the same thing. It was just a black and white Tux. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Plus she was playing instruments, and then I got that whole Prince vibe way back then. So with this song coming out, it's not like she's putting on or anything like or doing the Justin Timberlake route, putting out a Prince-like song and then going trap the next song.
Right.
She did it way better. Cause I was not expecting her to, I know she spits or whatever, but I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, this hard. Like this going on the playlist like tonight. Like shit's hard. So everything that she's doing, like I want to hear her album. I want to hear it. So, and I can't say I'm a big Janelle Monae fan, but I do keep up with her. Plus she's a great actress, all of that other stuff. So I'm a huge supporter.
Yeah,
I'm a
that's
huge supporter.
one of the main things.
Yeah.
Like the supporter. You remember I was like a big Janelle Monae fan, like
And she bad.
Metropolis and
She
stuff.
bad.
Like,
So whatever.
Yeah.
She buy whatever. Hey.
Yeah, and that's
You know what I'm
one thing
saying?
I love,
Hey.
like, what's her name? The girl that she with.
I don't remember her name.
But
I
from
don't know.
Creed, for one, like I said, I'm a Michael B. Jordan fan and stuff, so I was a big fan of Creed and stuff. And now that's when I was introduced to her. And then she was in Thor Ragnarok, the one that she's dating.
Yeah.
So I think I know you. Okay.
She's
I didn't know that.
Asgardian warrior. In that
That's a dope combo right there. So I'm with that. But
power couple.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just never been a fan of the well, I haven't been a fan of the latest music stuff. And then I felt the same way with the dude, her artist,
Zendaya.
I just felt like it was forced. Even with the whole Bambi jam, I actually like Bambi, but I feel like you just trying to ride that wave, like everybody was going for that feel and stuff, and everything that he does is just like, I don't know, it doesn't feel genuine to me. Like when he came out, it's just like, it's just something about your face. Like I wasn't.
Well, in her second song, I got a lot of his vibes in that one, the joint where she was spitting.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Zendaya. So I was like, what is this? Like, was she writing for you? Like, is this, was she like testing her stuff out on you?
Right.
Like, that's what I was like, I don't know.
Song.
Like,
This color doesn't work for me, but maybe you.
yeah,
I did
she
black
was
and
like,
white. I don't know.
I don't want to do this yet. You try it first.
Yeah.
And then if it worked for you, I'll come back.
Right.
Yeah, and
So we got to look out for Zendaya doing like some Prince and trap shit next time when he come
I
back.
pray not.
I hope
I
not.
can't see it. I just can't see it. I just can't.
the two songs are cool. I'm not mad at them. So I can't really speak much on those. But her as an artist, you can't say she's not talented. She's incredibly talented. But it's just something missing. And you know how I feel about artistry. Like I feel like what do you sound like? Remember she was on this James Brown shit for like 3 albums. Like 3 albums straight she had the same suit on with the same bun shit on. So by the second album I was done with her. It was like the Arc Android shit. I really liked that album, but I felt like, all right, cool, that was that. That's what that was. What else? Like, what else do you have? And she hit us with the suits again. Now she had other things, and like she had the song with Solange. I can't remember what the song was, but she was like in the fro and the fraternity type shit, which was a good change from her. But even still, I felt like that's another thing about her too. Everything she's done, I felt like I've seen and heard it before. Everything, I got the same gripe with Bruno. It's just like everything's homage to something.
Right,
But, like,
exactly.
who are you? And I feel like that's what I'm waiting on with her.
Cause I feel like it's just a wave. It's just like especially because these artists, like the two that you just named for one, like they're not really starting the wave. The wave had already begun, and then they hopped on it. Like with Bruno, like I love Bruno, and he gives like a hell of a show and stuff like that. But musically, that whole album was just like, because everybody's bumping with the '90s right now. Like everybody wants to relive the '90s.
Like, remember when everything wasn't so terrible?
Right, exactly. Like, so
I mean, I feel like that's the wave they're on too. I mean, it's just a different time period. You know, they're into the the 60s, 50s, even a little bit further back when you're looking at Zendaya, because it kind of got the like the zoot suit feel, whatever. But I mean, I get it because they're trying to like bring back a different time in black music. And it's not being played as much now. I mean, we kind of reference it when you hear hip hop samples, but that's as far as it goes. It could be like a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 second loop. So they want that whole body of music to be displayed and to be known by our people. So I mean, everybody's gonna get tired of that if you know about it already. It's like, okay, we know that you sound like James Brown or you're doing James Brown type stuff. What else do you have to offer, or how can you demonstrate your artistic integrity and creativity with the sound of the day?
Yeah.
And that's the question, and that's pretty much what we're waiting to see. I feel like she's capable of doing it, like I said with that second song, Django Jane. But even with that, that's still, yeah, I know you can spit, but what else? How can you keep that going?
She did that before. She had a song with Erykah Badu, the one with the booty don't lie, that joint. And like at the end of it, she spit at the end of it.
I forgot
So I was like, I've seen you do this before.
Yeah.
And it's basically, I mean, the music was different, but it's the same thing. So it's like she don't know how to, like she switch it up, but ever so slightly to the point you can't even tell the difference between one thing or another. So I am looking forward to the album though.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I really like her. So it's just like, I don't know, I like the idea of her. So I listen to the music and stuff like that, and it's cool. I love like Archandroid and Metropolis. Like those were constantly on rotation in the car and stuff like that. But I don't know, I like that era of her. But I really enjoy her as like a person, like as her character, for real.
So we're looking forward to the new Janelle Monae. We'll see. I don't think she will say anything about dates or time. April?
Yeah, she already got a date and everything.
Oh, okay. So April, we'll see what that's all about. And then we got to revisit something else we talked about. I don't know if it was last week or week before, but Monique's still out here on tour. Not with comedy.
Right, exactly.
Not with jokes.
Not with Netflix.
Definitely not with Netflix.
Them glasses.
Them glasses on them bees gotta go. But she's still fighting her case.
What's that monster on Monsters Inc?
Yeah.
I saw a meme with
Just like it.
Mike Wazowski.
You gotta take it like cosplay. Mike Wazowski to the 10th power.
She wildin'. But she went on several interviews, several outlets. The biggest one that kind of blow up, she went to the Breakfast Club to confront Charlamagne for giving her Donkey of the Day, because she's defending her case that we should stand by her and boycott Netflix because this is racial and color bias and gender bias, and Netflix is treating her like that for all these reasons. Charlamagne gave her Donkey of the Day. She did not appreciate that.
Right. I don't even think she knew quite what Donkey of the Day was. Like, I don't even think he asked her, like, do you even know? I don't even think
I do this to everybody.
Right.
Like,
He's giving himself Donkey of the Day
multiple times.
I just don't think that she really knew what it was.
She was like, you have to explain to me why I'm a donkey.
Right.
And she was like,
Would you call your mama a donkey?
Is your auntie a donkey? Like, what are we talking about?
Leonard, let me ask
She
you
kept
something.
using his real name. It was just like, what's happening? So after hearing her explanation and her breakdown, are we changing? Do we believe her now, or where y'all at?
I definitely believe that black women are underpaid in society. That has been proven. But as far as this situation, I just feel like she is reaching so hard, and I feel like she's putting a lot of effort into this reach and building up a lot of publicity. But in actual factuality, she's not even capitalizing off of the publicity that she's building. Like, if you put all of this effort that you're doing to get this point across, if you put that into your actual show, or finding different avenues where you can actually do your show, if you put all of that effort and then tour that after all of these, like, after that first interview aired and stuff, and when she dropped the video, that would have been something different, because it would have been, that would have been bad publicity turned good, you know, like, people making a joke about it and stuff, but it got her name flowing again. So she could have did a series or went on a comedy tour and actually capitalize off of it. But the fact that you're still running with this and just really like messing up people's like integrity and stuff, like the way that she was like coming at Charlamagne was completely.
She ended that interview
OD.
with, she closed it out with saying, "Ladies, black women, I want you to know, Charlamagne does not support you." Like, she ended her interview with, Charlamagne does not support black women, and it was just like.
And he's like, "That's not right."
My thing with Monique,
and then she left. It's like, wait a minute.
My thing with Monique is she means well, but
does she?
The point always leads back to her. So then it's all thrown off. Just like she claims she. Well, I can't say that she's not. She advocates for women, but then the actual point of it ends up being just about her.
My issue with her is the reason why she's using to advocate for her.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's
black
my
women come together. We need to stand.
So that I
me
can
get
make
a
that
check.
money.
This happened to me.
That's my biggest gripe with her. And the thing is, 500,000 was a slap in the face. That was disrespectful.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm with her on that. I don't know if it had anything to do with gender bias, because if that was the case, Amy Schumer wouldn't have gotten what she had. I don't know if it was racial bias, because then Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock wouldn't be getting $15 million. So I guess you make
Chris
a
Rock
black
shouldn't
woman
get that much money
But
anyway.
Also, too, though, if it's a black woman thing, then you wouldn't have Janet Jackson being the highest paid actress of all. Like now,
This is true.
you know, she got paid the most out, and then Whoopi Goldberg wouldn't have Halle Berry. Who else? Nia Long.
Right.
There's so many black actresses out here. So now it's black comedians. So we're not racist against black actresses. We're not racist against black female entertainers. But it's just black female comedians. We don't fuck with y'all. And it's like that's.
It's only a handful, for one, that's like really doing it and that's actually relevant. And who, like, these millennials know, these ones who they're targeting, is only one, and that's Tiffany.
We got Tiffany right now.
And I'm sure Tiffany's getting more than $500,000 off.
Exactly, and I'm pretty sure.
Guarantee.
So I'm not
Well, I
mad
say
at her
Tiffany
being.
and Just the Mess.
Who's that? Who?
The one that's on Wild 'N Out.
She's coming up. She's not there
I
yet,
don't know who
but
that
she's
is.
on the way.
She got the millennials.
She is on the way,
She's like
though.
a
She is
DC
on the
on
way.
Fly type.
Okay, yeah.
She's definitely on the come up. She's not there yet.
She got a movie coming.
She's definitely on the come up and stuff. But you know, Tiffany doing heavy hitting movies.
Yeah, and she been out.
She been.
Well, you gotta
she
put
been
that work
pushing
in.
for a while.
Like since
but
your mama. Like
she's been
that show.
consistent, you know.
Yeah.
I posted the status or whatever, like, or somebody had tagged me. Bill had tagged me in it, and we were discussing it, and one of my white friends got on there and was like, I don't even know who Monique is, you know, but I know who Dave Chappelle is.
Yeah.
You know, I know who Chris Rock is. You know, these are like, yes, Monique in her prime. Monique is a comedy legend.
Yeah.
Like, Queens of Comedy changed the game. Literally, that has never been done before.
Right.
But Queens of Comedy happened in what, like 03?
Yeah.
You know?
What has Monique done in comedy in the past 5 years?
And that's what
This
we're saying.
foolishness.
You're right, exactly.
Pretty funny.
I'm about to say, and the two that really got a steady job from the Kings of Comedy, which is DL and Steve, and DL just got a radio show. You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
All of them.
I mean,
was eating
they
after
doing
that.
stuff, but I'm talking about with you're being heard every day.
Talking about now,
every
right.
day, being heard
Right
every
now.
day.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah.
okay, go ahead.
yeah. So
Steve
I mean,
on a whole nother level.
Steve
Yeah,
had like
hold on, but
12
they
jobs.
all eating. All
Yeah,
of them.
they all
Even
eating.
DL, he got his own radio show.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
syndicated
Being heard
nationally.
every day,
Yeah.
but you're not hearing from Cedric every day. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I'm just talking about names you hear every day. So with that, it's just like just reaching. She wilding.
Yeah, so she's just using that whole racial gender bias thing to get people on her side. So that
she is getting people on her side.
She got them, man. She got them. Like black women are like, because it is a truth behind it. It is black women are underpaid and stuff. But I don't feel like that has to do with this situation. Like this is a true statement. Black women are underpaid, but Monique wasn't paid the amount that she wanted because she's not relevant enough to get that
because you know what?
And people put on top.
A good example, because I wish Chris Rock's special had dropped. That's a good example. Yes, he should get the money, but when the special dropped and I'm looking at it and I'm a Chris Rock head,
right?
I'm like, this ain't really funny.
Right.
It's all right.
Chris Rock
and I'm a huge Chris Rock fan.
He was going through divorce.
I mean, it was just mad personal. I ain't gonna say it was bad. It was just it was so real that you couldn't really laugh.
Right.
So and if I'm expecting Chris Rock, funny type shit, I don't want to hear about that coming from. Or I don't want to hear that coming from Chris Rock in this special. Because like I said, Dave Chappelle killed it. And he's a legend.
Every time.
So that's where Netflix was coming from. We don't want to give this legend all of this money, and then it turned out just okay. You know what I'm saying? That's where I feel like they were coming from jump.
People also said
because she's just like nobody knows who she is beyond our community.
And then she had that against her too.
She's a legend in the hood. Like we know Soul Plane, we know the Blockers. That's what we know Monique for.
Yeah.
Always talking about sucking dicks and all that kind of stuff. Like that's her big shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we know that.
Yeah,
but it's like
that was her thing.
Being fat and all that. The fat girls moving. Right. So
that was the first time.
She's culturally relevant to our culture. But when it comes to
the world,
just like the world, but like American culture, like Americans, white people was watching the Chappelle show probably more than we were.
Right.
That's probably why it was so successful. Chris Rock was on like SNL and all these major movies and all that. It's just in terms of cultural impact.
Right.
I'm not sure in this situation, like you said, if this has anything to do with racism as opposed. We just haven't had anybody on that level yet.
Right.
Hopefully we have it, Tiffany, and that's why I feel like that's kind of where Charlamagne has been coming from all this time. But she not even answering no questions for real. It's just kind of like you are, you not standing for black women and blah 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 blah, making it seem like he's trying to diminish black women in their like that's not the issue, and that's not what he's saying. He just said no, just not in this situation. This one right here is something different.
Yeah.
So
people also said it was because on top of her not being really relevant now, that in all the past few things she worked on, people also said she hard to deal with. She had an attitude. Production people was doing too much, and this has come from not just one person. He's had multiple people say dealing with her is just a bunch of work.
I believe that.
Yeah, she just.
I fully. And you know how I know that because I've been around black people my whole life. White people, black people know when they wrong. But a lot of times they have a hard time admitting it. So they'll say stuff like, "Have her talk to me." All she gotta do is talk to me. And it's like, because you know that you're wrong, so you feel like, because she's real good at talking. And I wouldn't say she's manipulative, I wouldn't say that. She played that mumble role. She's very intimidating, especially when it comes to certain people.
Especially when she got them glasses on.
Right, especially when she's doing that on purpose.
Wait a minute, hold on real quick. Did y'all notice, I hope we could roll the clip. She only put the glasses on to here. When the phone soon as it, go ahead, Daddy.
Oh my God!
I never thought of that.
I gotta see that.
I didn't pay attention to that.
Y'all not watching.
The keys.
The keys, but yeah, like that whole situation.
So
we all know Hollywood is high school. So like word of mouth is everything in Hollywood. Word of mouth, reputation is number one when it comes to Hollywood. And no matter if it's true or false, if your reputation precedes you, then
I'm not gonna want to work with that. So you want me to pay you all these millions of dollars on top of the fact that everybody else I talk to said you difficult. Right. So that's what me. I got to put my production and all my people through bullshit on top of me paying you however many millions you want to pay. I'm not even sure that I'm not flying. Yeah. When the last time you did something? If you was bringing in that many people, maybe I'll deal with the bullshit to get to the check. But nah, I don't see it.
And there's always an excuse, like when it was like, well, why don't you just do like you're not selling out these arenas and stuff, and then like, oh, it's the promoters.
Yeah.
Like, no.
She said the promoters won't book her. No, you book promoters. Like what?
Remember she said we've been selling out clubs for years.
Right.
It was like,
Shut up! Like you're not making it look good for yourself. It's like, why would you use that?
Yeah, because they said Charlamagne said
stadiums, like,
Amy Schumer sold out Madison Square Garden twice. And she was like, they came to 2 sold out club shows, and we was.
Like, that's the point.
We literally looked at each other.
Yeah.
We both looked like
That's the
clubs,
point.
nigga.
Right,
I could
right.
sell out the Funny Bone. And
Exactly,
nigga,
for
I
real.
know enough people to get the Funny Bone.
The
pack,
Funny
like,
Bone got open mic night.
Everybody come my first.
Somebody said the Funny Bone got open mic night. You tell everybody to come.
The
You
Funny
good.
Bone, nigga. Like what?
That's club, like that's light work. But
She don't even do the Funny Bone. That's the thing. The Funny Bone hasn't booked her.
She's
And that's a change.
She's not doing nothing. And it's just like, I hate the fact that she's trying to play our people, because it is playing
It's
our
working.
people
Yeah.
against each other, because it's putting our women against our men. And then a lot of ignorant men out there are trying to speak up for the culture, and it's like, these are the wrong ears to listen to, and it's causing all of this controversy literally for a personal.
So you can get a check.
Right, exactly, for something that's.
She has some
personal.
celebrities
That's
back her
like-
though. Chance the rapper tweeted. He was like, I stand with Monique. Like I'm with her on that.
He came. Whatever.
I don't. I stand for black women, but in this situation, I do not stand for Monique, because I do not feel like her
I don't stand for her. I don't support her stance on this situation.
on this situation. Right. That's a better way to say it. But
I support her in anything entertainment wise. Anything she got to say or have opinions on, no.
bring the funny.
I don't.
And what
yeah.
they
Bring the
did.
funny. Like if you're stressing this hard about not getting paid, show us why you should.
You gotta tell
Yeah.
some jokes, bro.
You know,
gotta
like-
tell some jokes. And what they did that day, instead of Charlamagne doing another donkey today, after he left, they
Right,
opened up the
I saw
phone lines and said, "Let us know if you think when we gave it to her, she deserved it." And it was pretty split. It was like 50-50.
Yeah, it was a mix.
Some people like, "No, she wildin'," and then one woman was like, "I completely understand. I work in my business, and I find out people getting paid more than me." So people.
Yeah, and that is something.
She's
Like,
getting
that's-
some people.
because people can relate, especially like I said, our black women, because it's a true thing out here, like that they are underpaid, and it's just like they feel like that they can, so they will. But in this situation, no matter if it was Monique or Guy Tori, you know, or like Tony Rock, you know, Tony Rock, and we know Tony Rock. But do you think he's going to sell out Madison Square Garden? You know, it's like twice. You know, it's like,
Nah.
am I going to pay you? Yeah, you may have like done things for real. Cedric the Entertainer would not receive the same amount as Dave Chappelle, because it's the crowd that they're bringing in. I know Dave Chappelle is going to bring you black, white, everybody, young, old, because we want to see him, versus the pool. It's all about that pool. It's all about that traffic that you're going to be bringing in. It's numbers.
Like you're saying, like if we had the money to be like, all right, Dave Chappelle do a show in Madison Square tomorrow, he's gonna sell out. If we said Cedric do one tomorrow, he would have to do something first to promote it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You could probably sell out Dave Chappelle stuff without that much promotion or trying to, you know, add to his, you know, to the show or whatever. Meanwhile, Cedric would probably have to do some, you know, promo tour first and all this other stuff. So that's the only difference.
It's just like when people like Beyonce, like when she dropped tour tickets without announcing it, she just be like, all right,
tour tickets, albums, and people know.
Sold out.
And people know.
Monique
that
not
word
doing
of
that.
mouth. That word of mouth you were talking about. If you the geek in high school, ain't nobody gonna hear about you as fast as you're gonna hear about the star on the football team doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Doing something right now.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, it's just a numbers game for real. I mean, if you're not bringing in the numbers, then I'm not gonna pay you the big bucks. You know, it's like
Don't be salty about it. Just, I mean, I feel like if she's trying to do this as promo, it's the wrong way.
Right.
We're going about it.
If she don't do a special after this,
she has to. She needs to. If she doesn't,
it's a wash.
She
for her.
defeated the whole purpose of what
This
she's talking
is your
about.
time.
She's not gonna
You want to
capitalize
show
on
people
trying
that you worth the money.
Yeah.
Show it.
Now is the time. You
Be
need
the
one
example for the women you're
within the next
advocating
4
for.
weeks. If she's not telling jokes, it's a wrap.
Right, exactly.
It's a wrap.
Nope.
I better hear a knock knock or something. Cause she wilding.
But like what was I about to say? Oh yeah, and then with the whole numbers factor and stuff like that, they never said that they made a counter offer. They said that they were like, okay, we're discussing and stuff, but they never gave a figure as to what they thought should be suitable for Monique.
And that's what Charlamagne said too.
Yet to hear a figure.
Charlamagne said that because when they first sat down, it was just Monique talking. Then they called the husband on the phone. Monique sat down the first and was like, yeah, we gave a counter offer. Husband got on the phone and was like, nah, we didn't. So he was like, it sounded like. So Charlamagne was like, it sounded like it's a disconnect because y'all not even on the same page of what the numbers were. Yeah, so you waiting on the counter offer when your husband didn't even put one in. Right. So y'all need to figure that out first before you get us jumping on the bandwagon.
Right, but I have still yet to hear a figure, even if it was like $2 million.
Yeah, she never said what she was worth.
She
just said
never a figure thrown out.
Just more.
Just more than a.
She said, "Why can't I get what the legends are getting?"
Which was $20 million.
That's about 15, 20 million.
They both got $20 million.
So
will you pay her that? If you you pay Dave Chappelle that?
Yeah.
You know, like it's just like
you gonna get that back.
Yeah. For real, come on, Dave Chappelle.
And it
Chappelle show.
It doesn't have anything to do with his skin color or his gender. For me, I don't know how other people feel, but it's just in terms of his impact. I enjoy his work.
Right.
And he's shown it to me that he's worth it. You feel what I'm saying?
He did the most out of everybody. He did 4 specials.
Right.
He did 2 at a time.
Before then, he was working. He was doing small clubs.
He was doing Radio City Music Hall consistently. He did his own thing with him and musical guests at Radio City Music Hall
his own people.
for like several weeks
Jam
straight.
25 thing, the reunion, he was there for that. That was like the funniest part of the whole joint for real. He turned it into stand up. Monique won't gonna do that.
Like,
and even still, Monique wasn't at that.
She was. I want to say she wasn't even there.
I'm about to say all the other female comedians. What's her name? Something given.
You know what?
And we don't know their names. Like it's bad.
She was not there.
That should tell you.
Cheryl Underwood was
that's what I was thinking of. Cheryl Underwood, she was there, and she's
they had played clips of all the legend female, and Monique was not in any of those clips.
That's true.
She wasn't in none of the clips either?
Nah, not the day show.
They
did a whole women's section, and
they only had the clips of people who were there.
They had people that weren't there too. They had people that weren't there too, and Monique was not in any of those clips.
Yeah. Wow. So we as black people didn't push her out already. It seemed like, because if you ain't in that room,
I wouldn't even call it that she pushed herself out.
She pushed herself out.
She hasn't done anything in the past 5 or 10 years but precious and complain. That's about it.
Right.
And that ain't comedy.
And then Whoopi addressed her on that because she went on, what was that, The View that they were on? And Whoopi was not, Whoopi wanted to get in her, but they ran out of time, so she couldn't really do it.
Shoot.
She was like, thanks for coming, we gotta go. Because she was like, if you had called me, I would have schooled you on what you were supposed to do. Because it was just like, because what she said, she got paid $50,000 to play her role in Precious. Which sound low as hell to me. Like you mad at Netflix.
The award she got.
You mad at Netflix. Yeah. You should be mad at Precious for you paying you anyway.
And that's just you. It's not like
it sounds like y'all don't know how to kneel alone. Sounds like y'all don't know how to negotiate to me.
Exactly.
Because if you did, that was your biggest thing you've ever done in life. You got your most awarded comedian thing came from that. And you only got $50,000 for that.
But maybe that's why. Hilarious. After Precious, I felt like maybe she was feeling herself because she hadn't had a role like that. So she was going to use that as what she should have did with Precious is what she should have did with Netflix. She never did Netflix.
She never
before.
Promoted.
So she should have just took that money and been. It wasn't about her being a legend or not. She was a legend then. But it was like, this is a big role. So let me take this money to get my exposure and get my act, so people can see how I act. And go from there. The reason why they were offering her what they were offering her is because nobody has seen her stand up in a while. So take the money, see how it does, and then we can discuss the next big thing. You know what I'm saying? That's as simple as it is. Because I mean, if you get $50,000 for Precious, and she's talking about, and she's referring to her being decorated by those awards for that role, it's like you played yourself down.
Also, too, I don't know if it's just me. I really don't get that term. The most decorated comedian.
Trust me.
Because
we had a discussion about that. I didn't agree with that.
She has won the most awards out of any comedian.
Just awards.
They were not necessarily comedy awards.
Oh, but
when for her role in Precious, she won like 50 plus awards for that role alone.
50,000.
Exactly.
1,000 per award. That's like
Facts. Pretty much. It was about
So
50
when
of
we
them.
added it all up, she had like way more than everybody else, but it was from Precious. It wasn't from like stand-ups or whatever.
Precious was funny though. I don't know if it's just a.
It wasn't supposed to be.
I don't think that's what they was going for.
Hilarious, like
That's what I said.
like,
I shut my fat ass.
That's one part, man. Oh my God, y'all gotta let it go.
Yo, we gotta get off Monique before it's gonna get bad.
Oh, you said you had your other point.
I was gonna make a point about it kind of frustrates me how a lot of people are siding with Monique in the reason that they're doing it, and a lot of things that they say you can tell they're not really looking at the whole picture. They're not looking at both sides. They don't care. It's just, this is a black woman. I'm a black woman, or I'm somebody who says that I support black women,
Right.
and this is just how I'm going to feel. And I feel like that's an issue that, at least I would call it an issue in the black community, especially right now, because this is group think mentality, where it's just like you either with us or against us, and we have a hard time thinking for ourselves. Like I feel like that's why people hate Charlamagne so much. Charlamagne isn't really biased when it comes to shit. Charlamagne just feels how he feels about
Right.
things, but he's fair. I mean, I will give him. He can be kind of an asshole because if he can smell it on you, he gonna take advantage of it. Like Lil, what's her name? Lil Mama. Made her cry. Like he do shit, yes. But he is still the type of person to look at everything and then he comes to his conclusion about shit. But everybody doesn't do that. And I feel like a lot of that really has to do with how we were brought up. A lot of us weren't really brought up to think for ourselves a lot of times. A lot of us were just brought up to do what I say because I said so.
Because I said so. That's one of the biggest things in the culture. Like it's just like, and it teaches you from all angles to what they say, like do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
But you're supposed to lead by example. Not just because you say so, but because this is the outcome if you do it this way. You know, there was never like, there's not a lot. I'm not going to say, you know, never or terms like that because some parents are like that. But as we know in like our community and stuff, it's just like go to work, go to school, do what I tell you to do, clean, you know, because I say to do it instead of like, if you do this is the outcome of that. You know, it's not that structure. It's just do it because I say so.
Right. So I feel like that's definitely one of the reasons why. I mean, there's some people who are entitled to their opinion and all that kind of thing, but just the way I'm seeing it, it's just like if you look at everything for what it is and you look at all the stuff that they even brought up about Amy Schumer and Dave Chappelle and all these kinds of things, to me it doesn't point to where she's pointing it to.
Right.
If anything, it points to her just wanting to get more money. That's really what it is. And the fact that she's using that and people are eating it up, that's scary. You know what I'm saying? That's really scary.
That's how Trump won.
For real.
Just throw it out there and eat it up.
So that's a great point.
And putting a twist on the enemy in this situation, like as far as saying, like it's really about business, but she's making the business aspect of it look like it's demand, and it's not really demand. It's just
you're trying to give everybody
what the projected outcome is going to be and what we're willing to offer you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And she's turning it like it's about
race. And
race, and it's not.
I don't feel like she really realizes that it. Even because being that she cares so much about how Netflix and white people and corporations feel, how do you think that makes a lot of black women look?
Yeah.
Right.
When we just trying to do business, we can have, you know, disagreements about business and all that kind of, we can negotiate, but before you even do that, you automatically start screaming racism. That's not productive. Like that doesn't help anybody.
And how does this make you look going forward? I'm not even gonna send you no offer now.
Right.
If I'm a company, if I'm HBO or whoever's doing shows, if you say I want to do show, I'm not even gonna give you a number because if it's the wrong one, I'm a racist. I'm good.
Exactly.
I'm gonna let you have it. Like I don't even want to bother with you at this point.
I feel like people just really need to think before they do stuff. And Monique has shown me anyway, just over these past few years, Monique feels and reacts. She don't really think much about, from what I'm getting in anyway. She She don't really think much about everything. It's all about how she feels about something, and then she knows how to project it and how to sell it to who she knows how to sell it to.
Right.
But it ain't selling no more though.
You know, for real.
That's the
woman,
problem.
She's playing towards the emotion of the black woman, because that's always been her main audience, and that's, you know, who she relates to. So if she says, you know, this is because they're underpaying me because they underpaid black women, it's not because they underpaid black women. It's just because this is the offer that we offered you. It's not because black women specifically deserve this amount. Is that you yourself?
Right.
You know, we're throwing this at you, not to say that she deserved it, but that's what they feel. And they're always going to lowball you in business.
The first offer is always terrible.
Trash.
You gotta negotiate. You
You
never
have
take
to.
the first one.
And the fact that she was doing this type of business without her manager present the first time anyways, it's like...
It sounds like it's a disconnect with management.
Yeah.
because for her to say,
AKA
yeah,
her
we
husband.
count
Husband.
AKA her
That's
husband.
the problem.
Yeah.
Too. That's a big major.
Because I feel like
issue
he be feeding her false information,
Yeah.
and then she jump out the window. Then they just got to kind of go with it. Because for her to come on the show and say, "Yeah, we counter offered. Of course we did." Then she called her husband, and he was like, "Well, no, they didn't really want to." What?
Yeah.
So you didn't counter offer. So
It's
what?
disconnect.
Y'all need to go home and figure that out first before you bring that outside.
But you're right, man. It's a scary thing, you know, like, just to see how, like, the same situation with Trump, like, you can rally up people
Off bullshit if you angle it right.
If you do it right, like, she got all these black women and stuff who are now upset, and now it's a thing, like, if I say that I don't stand for her, oh, now I'm against black women getting paid and stuff like that, and it's like, dang, like, it's nothing.
That's what they hitting Charlamagne with. You know, a lot of women have a problem with Charlamagne anyway. So I just feel like it's just adding more fuel to it. So they're not even listening to what Charlamagne got to say. They don't care.
Because Charlamagne wasn't the only one, like DJ Envy and Angela Yee was agreeing, like, well, why don't you just do it yourself? They was asking all these questions, like, why don't you just do it yourself?
She never really focused on Charlamagne because she don't like Charlamagne.
Because she ain't like that donkey of the day.
Right, she ain't like that was her main
about
issue.
that donkey.
I was like, she probably don't even know what it is.
Right.
She just upset, yeah.
I'm sick of Monique now. I don't talk about her no more.
Let's talk about Trump.
She's wilding out here.
Well, I mean, that relates to Trump. That's why. That's why all that Russian propaganda and shit worked, because like it's the group think. All Russia had to do was be like, yeah, this some bullshit. Niggas was like, you right. And then
I'm appalled. Rally up people.
Then it's Trump for president.
Yeah.
Like that's all it took. All it took was some fake Facebook accounts, and it shifted our whole democracy. Like that's
America
all it took.
got catfish.
Right. For real.
Yeah.
About Russia.
Russia was like,
That's
yeah, what's
crazy.
up?
Russia is sauce to the whole Olympic thing, man. You
Oh,
that,
yeah,
right?
they got left out.
So they weren't able to compete.
To put nobody in.
Nobody.
Tested positive for steroids. Or
Damn.
All of them.
all of them. But they said
And that's crazy because they
said
thrive
it
in
was
the
fake,
windows.
though.
Oh,
Fake
man.
So
news.
Russia is saying like
Fake news.
we didn't test positive, but you know it's always been
That's
Russia.
crazy.
Yeah.
Russia didn't have people in, but North Korea had
North
people in.
Korea
Like
had-
pretty much everyone they would partner with South Korea and was with them.
And now it's U.S. versus Korea.
Lord.
It's all,
I don't like
it's
where this
all
is going.
media, yo.
Yeah, I don't like where this is going.
Set up, man. It's like yeah, we just going.
They did bring
Propaganda
up.
for-
We saw it was yesterday that they brought up some more charges against one of the Trump campaign people.
I heard about that. Yeah.
He was convicted and he pled guilty to like the charge was crazy, like in frauding the U.S. government or some crazy shit like that. It was like 2 charges of frauding the United States, and
Jesus.
he pled guilty. So
So pretty much they're getting higher and higher up.
I think that's what it is. I think they
working
usually
their
the
way up
person
the
they
chain.
want is the last one they
Yeah.
really talk to because they want everybody else
They
to
want
snitch
Frank Lucas.
on the way.
Right.
So they be like, it was him. So when they get to him, they just like everybody already told on you. So
Everybody said it was you.
what's up? So
Come on in.
we'll see what happens.
Just have a seat. Have a seat.
Make it
Sit right there.
We need to talk to you
I
for
tell
a
you,
second.
some is happening. We are definitely in a transitional process. Like it is definitely like we said a couple of years ago. We're going through the era of truth, and everything that comes with it, because the truth hurts, you know. So like now, everything is coming into open. It's not like police brutality is new. It's just now it's being
Bro,
seen.
that's technology
Access
though.
there's technology.
Even in Black Panther, it was like, yo, the world's watching. And there weren't number of people with cell phones.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
For
thinking
real.
it was like something in the sky.
Cause he was ready to snap that nigga's neck, and she was like, "Hey, it's
they
cameras.
got cameras now. This ain't like your daddy and them coming up.
Right.
We not in Africa right
They
now.
had the
Relax.
Polaroid. They had to shake it first.
That's why the whole Rodney King joint was so significant
because they happen to have somebody there. They happen to have. Normally, that
Now
doesn't
everybody
get caught.
got a camera.
Yeah.
Everybody has immediate access to information. So if you want to look something up, it's right
now
there.
it's just like everything is coming to fruition. Like people who are racist are coming forth with their racism. It's like
I think that's partially being empowered by Trump, though.
by who it is and stuff. And
They're
it's
like, Trump is our president, so now
I can be.
These sexual assault charges everybody catching. I mean, hell, there probably was evidence then, but I mean, given that era, it's like, well, how I'm gonna find it? How I'm gonna get to it now? Ain't no telling. Like, you could probably find like somebody's old picture where they went to a party of some celebrity where they were being sexually harassed, and it might be some actual proof of that. So now people, recalling that moment at that party, like, hey, this did happen. This might be out there somewhere. You just gotta find the proof of it. So they're like, all right, this happened at so and so time. He sexually assaulted me. So that's why all of these charges coming about.
But yeah,
technology is that crazy now.
We knew. Everybody knew that was a thing.
Yeah,
in Hollywood.
plus that.
I was
Yeah.
like, one of the first things when we was young, I was like, you gotta suck a lot of dick to get to the top in this business. And I said it jokingly. And then we got into the business, and everybody who was advancing was sucking dick to get to the top. It's like they come into the office and it's like, so you sucking or you fucking? Like, neither. We'll pass on
next.
We'll pass. So it's like, but we all knew that's what Hollywood was. They having these crazy parties, the crazy like sex parties and stuff like that. And the people who are with it, the people who at the party, they with it. You know, it's like
And people have been making like references to it for a long time, but now we just kind of piecing the things together.
Yeah, now
because
people
there's
are like coming
clips and stuff
with
of people doing interviews years ago, and it was like, I forgot who it was. A lady was just like, hey, any advice for any upcoming actresses? And he was like, she said in that interview like 10 years ago, like, never go to a meeting at Harvey Weinstein's house by yourself.
right.
And everybody was just kind of like, ha. And now
real.
Harvey Weinstein was really raping
thought it
people
was
in
a
his
joke.
office. So it's like, we've been saying this. It's been like out there in the back of people's minds.
But now it's all.
But now it's actually people connecting those dots.
But with that too, like on the sexual assault thing, now it's just like touchy, like sticky territory. Like you don't really want to dabble in. It's like people are afraid to talk about it for one because of how they may be viewed socially, and then next thing you know, you're branded for that, or you're afraid of what to do or say while on an actual date. Because you're afraid of what's going to come out within the media, like soon as you leave there. Like the whole thing with Aziz Ansari, like pissed me off. Because it's like, okay, y'all met off of Tinder. First of all, y'all like
a dating app.
Exactly. And so y'all having like a sexual conversation and he's making sexual advances towards you. You gave him fellatio in the restaurant. And then now that he's trying to have sexual intercourse with you and you're not with it and stuff and you leave, next thing you know, you were sexually assaulted. But you just sucked my dick in the booth. Like, it's just like, how did we get to that? Yeah. And it's like, I thought you was with it. You gave me head in the back. I thought we was ready to leave and like finish what we started. But now it's like,
and people getting all this is happening off the thought of it. Like there's no trial, there's no whatever. It's like immediately remove, strip him from all his companies, get this nigga out of here, and then we don't hear nothing else about the case afterwards. It just kind of disappeared. So guilty, not guilty. Now I don't have shit.
Right.
So
and it's terrible, but circles back to what we were saying. It's just like, you know, the truth is coming out, like with the Harvey Weinsteins and stuff like that. Black people finding out, you know, where we came from and like having our own thoughts and finally starting to somewhat unite. You know, it's like morphing into its own thing. But we are definitely, there's a Black Pride movement going on right now that has been forming for years, but it's just coming. It's coming to full circle. Yeah, exactly.
And I've seen a lot of people, especially after Black Panther, doing like the Ancestry.com thing.
Yep.
But there's actually a more specific one called African Ancestry, which what's his name? Chadwick Boseman. He talked about in the interview. He was like, that will actually tell you like the tribe you came from.
Exactly.
It'll give you have
not
to
just
do,
like West African.
Not just like West African. It'll tell you were Nigerian, the original tribe of whatever. Like it gives you the specific and gives you like a booklet of information on whatever it finds out that you are.
And it's actually cheaper than Ancestry.
Yeah, it's like $300 and Ancestry is like $1,000.
You should have put the link up in the credits, yo.
Yeah.
So people, I've seen a lot of people actually today in my timeline that I know talking about, yo, have you done this? Like, what has the results? And people have done it, gotten their little certificate back, and so people starting to
and I feel like that's bringing us closer together, you know, because we had a conversation prior, and it's just like we as Black people, and I say Black people like African Americans, like African descents who were born and raised in America, we don't have our own identity, so we never know who to relate with. You know, so it's like we kind of relate with each other in a sense, but then there's so many different types of Black people, you know. So we were always like trying to cling to something. So you had those who were like the Return to Africa movement and stuff like that, or you know, starting up our own culture, or leaning towards more like Muslim, you know. And it's just like we're always trying to find out where we fit in. But I feel like us as Black people, as African Americans, are starting to form our own culture, and it's like with stuff like.
Well, we already have our culture, culture, but it's becoming more unified.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
That's a better way to say it. It's like we're really coming together now, you know. But it's shit like the Monique situation
that divides us. Even it's other situations, because like I said, like going back to the Birth of a Nation thing, a lot of people said they didn't support it because the director
sexual harassment
and actor, he had that charge. And I'm like, well, Black people will rock a Free My Nigga shirt and they know they did the crime.
Right.
And that's still supporting your people.
Right.
And I'm saying, I understand what he did, but this is for the culture. This is your history.
Right.
Go watch the movie. I understand what he did is horrible. Go watch the movie. I ain't talking about him. It's not really about him. It's about who he's playing. You know what I'm saying? So when people throw that excuse out, I'm like, okay, I get it, but nah, bro. Just go see the movie. You know what I'm saying?
It's all in that separation, and it's always been that way.
And it's not, like, you know, not with that intent. And it's not with that intent in mind. Just, you know, yes, he had this charge, and yes, he was found, you know, guilty of it and all that. Yeah, it's horrible, but that's not why we shouldn't see the movie. You know what I'm saying? It's a greater cause than that. So, but yeah, we're definitely coming together.
It is, and it is stuff like that, because it's just like with everything, with race, religion, politics, it's all a form of separation. And it was like I seen a post or something about it was like 100% of school shootings are by Democrats. And I'm like, what did that have to do? What?
Democrats want gun control. Like, Democrats want gun
anything
control.
to do with
anything. Whether you're a Democrat or not is irrelevant when you're shooting up a school. It has nothing to do.
Right, like that has nothing to do with anything, but they're using it again as a form of separation. It was a politician who actually said it. And it's just like, it's just propaganda. It's like just a way
is real
that they can try to create that separation within any community, you know, because all that stuff, like with the school shooting and stuff like that, it happens in places like all of our schools, like in like, well, a lot of my school personally, I grew up in Southside Richmond, you know, our school had metal detectors because they were afraid of anything. You know, people coming up in there with guns. These schools in the suburban areas don't have those metal detectors, so anybody walking in with anything. You know, but they'll put them in the Black schools because they're inner city and they expect it from them.
Right.
But you can expect the same thing from this school in a suburban neighborhood, you know?
Yeah. It's crazy.
But bottom line is, boycott Netflix.
No, that's not what we're gonna do.
I can't boycott Netflix. I don't have cable. Like, I only have Netflix and YouTube. I ain't paying for YouTube Red. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I just cannot see myself paying for YouTube.
Yeah.
Nah, no thank you. But I definitely think this was positive discussion today, gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Good to have y'all here. Good to have you, sir. First ever guest on the Outsider's Perspective. Thank you.
We
shall have you back.
Hopefully one day after this, we can hang out sometime. Y'all seem like really cool people, like maybe get some fun.
What? Sure, get this.
You can cut the camera off first. But that has been episode 8 of the Outsider's Perspective with the Mystro, vice versa, Coriel, special guest Jay Static.
Send all your hate mail.
If you right. If you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We will see y'all next time.
Yeah.
Jay Static. Oh shit. Almost knocked the fucking computer over. Yeah. Okay. Woo. Yeah, I'm getting cash. Yeah, I'm popping tags. Dreaming about getting a jag. Pulling up in my new swag. Got a whole zip in the bag. Ayy, kept it real, never carry steel. But still, these niggas wanna carry white like berry. Plus, keep a white girl and green orange hairs looking like Mary. Some of my fam for through the pain for the champagne. Wouldn't be able if it wasn't for the cane. So if we get pulled, to throw the gat in my knapsack. As my attack when I inhale on the dope track. Breathe for a quick set. They say a lot of bullshit in the gala. And you know I'm rapping no ball, man.